Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Winter's Wish. Continuing Yuichi's route still. I took a day off. I didn't play yesterday because I was like, you know what? I didn't feel good, first of all. Like, I had a freaking meeting that was like, it was only from like 9 to 1, but I don't know what it was. Like, I don't know if it was just because the pressure was high. I don't know. And like, I thought I was gonna die by 12:30, and I was like, I'm dying. I need to fucking eat. And I can normally last because I have my protein coffee in the morning. I record at lunch, usually, unless I'm taking a shower. And then I don't normally eat lunch till 1 anyway, but I thought I was gonna fucking die. And then by the time I ate lunch and afterward, I was gonna come up and record like later in the afternoon, and I was like, I feel so nauseous every time I stand up, and my head hurts, and every time I look out my window, I think I'm gonna die. Because like the sun was so damn bright. Like I had like a very mild migraine. Like very mild. But I don't normally get headaches at all. So any kind of a little headache is like, you know, something else for me. But it's like, I seriously think these are all my issues. I think they might be like just silent migraines or whatever. I forget what they're called, but like where I just don't feel any pain and instead like I'm getting all the other symptoms and then I black out on occasion. like I think they might be migraines because like, and they're definitely related to the pressure from what I can tell. But like I looked and I'm like, the pressure is up, which is just weird because it's such a nice bright sunny day. But like, oh shit. And I was like, nope, I took a 20-minute nap on my couch. Like, I literally fell asleep. And even afterward, I was like, I feel better. But I was like, no, because they keep dragging this ending on. I was like, I need to take a break from it because I want to enjoy it. I love Yoichi, but I feel like because I'm like, okay, we're at the end. We're still going. That like it's kind of taking away some of my route enjoyment, and that's not fair. That's not fair, you know what I mean? So I was like, no, I'll take a day off for my brain that didn't want to work properly anyway, and then just so we could come back into it and hopefully get our ending actually in this part. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, we were in the middle of reading Shizuki's last book, so. The only sound in the quiet residential neighborhood was Chiyo's footsteps. Her destination was the manor where the man who had jilted Chiyo lived with his wife, of course. There wasn't a single soul around, which was rather unusual for the homes of samurai. Normally, there were doormen who kept an eye out for suspicious people, but there were none to be found. Why? Because Chiyo had bribed them into leaving their post just for this stretch of time. She pulled out the dagger she kept stashed in her obi. Then she stared intently at its sharp, shiny blade. There's no going back now. Chiyo planned to take his wife's life, then her own. She'd made up her mind a long time ago. She looked up, then entered the mansion. His wife's room is... As Chiyo looked around from her hiding place, trying to figure out which room was the wife's, It's a lovely day today. Let's take a nap, then go for a walk around the garden. And there was a baby. The shock of spotting her target almost made Chiyo drop her dagger. But that hadn't been all. The most shocking thing was that his wife was holding a baby. Didn't you already know that they had a baby, though? It's not like that's a shock to her. Okay, I know it's been like a day for me, because I didn't play yesterday, so it's been like almost 2 days, to be fair. Since like, it's been like 48 hours since I recorded the last part. But like, didn't she like hear those men talking about the dude and his wife and they just had a baby? So like it's... Their kid's already been born? Oh, I should read that like Chiyo. Their kid's already been born? You know what? Quite a long time has gone by since I swore vengeance on him. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, again, she just heard the dudes talking in the street like... I felt like an hour ago. Like, unless that was like days before, but it's like... I guess like, oh, his wife's they might have said pregnant, so she was assuming she just got pregnant. Not, oh, wait a minute, type of like, They didn't know, like, the guys are talking about she's pregnant, not realizing she had the baby recently, because, like, whatever. Fair enough, I guess. You're so cute. I'm so incredibly happy you were born. Thank you for joining our family. I do not like kids, and I hate when games force babies on me. I don't care that they're doing it to her. It's not my business. But that baby giggle was a kind of adorable, I'm not gonna lie. Listen. Listen. I hate children. But baby shoes, tiny itty bitty little shoes, are fucking cute as hell. And baby giggles are cute, okay? Like, especially when babies giggle and they still have no teeth and they just have like gummy little smiles and they're like all fat and giggly. It's kind of cute. Like, I'll give you that. And we've already said that, like, I, again, don't like kids, don't want kids, but men who have good dad energy are hot. Never said it made logical sense in my brain, but I mean, still don't want a kid, but it's like dogs. Dogs are cute. I still don't want a fucking dog, though. You know what I mean? Dogs are cuter than babies most of the time, but baby giggles are fucking adorable, so, If I stab her with this dagger, what'll happen to the kid? It'll die. It'll be sad and lonely and motherless. She only wanted revenge on him. His wife and child had done nothing wrong. Was she really okay with taking all of that from him out of hatred? I was like, how is Shizuki gonna, like, rectify this in the book? Like, she rectified her own anger and everything like that, and, like, obviously, like, Chiyo is supposed to be herself in certain a way, but it's like, how is she gonna do this? So it's like, okay, I see where she's going now. They have no excuse. As much as I hate him, they've done nothing wrong. Chiyo sheathed her dagger and left. The entire time, she could hear the happy voices of the mother and her child playing in the garden. And to be fair to Shizuki, like, Chiyo is like the wife and the baby did nothing wrong, but in Shizuki's case, the courtesan absolutely did something wrong by taking her fiancé away. So she kind of had more of a right to be mad at both of them. Not to the extent of anything that she did was, like, valid, but she had a right to be mad at them. Chiyo has a right to be mad at the dude, but as she realized, I can't take it out on his wife and child when he's the dick. They have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? But also, you know, she could be pissed at him. He was being a bit of a dick. But, you know, they'll leave, you know what? Chiyo and the wife should leave him together and run away and be happy. I'm sorry. If they put that in here and that's how the book, that would have been funny as shit. Chiyo walked down the alley alone as it began to grow dark outside. In the end, I couldn't get revenge on him. She'd made it her purpose in life, but now she didn't even have that. But the thing is like, your life has to be more than just revenge on a man. Chiyo, you're better than this. Don't waste your whole entire life on some worthless man. Psh. I don't have anything to live for. Maybe I'll just die. Oh, that dude who bought the comb. I forgot about that guy. He's going to give it to her. He's like, would you like a gift like this? And she's like, oh, absolutely. Oh, we saw it coming a mile away. I forgot about it. As Chiyo thought this to herself, she heard the sound of footsteps coming her way. That's one of the customers who came to the comb shop to buy something today. Still, it wasn't terribly unusual to pass people like that in town. She tried to walk straight past him, but then the man called out to her. Excuse me, do you have a moment? She stopped in her tracks, head tilted in confusion. The man sighed in relief, then handed her a box wrapped in a furoshiki. Please take this! Huh? She couldn't wrap her head around this sudden development. I do love the fact that Shizuki was like, this comb shop girl is but then she gets her happy ending too. Like, how adorable. But he bought this as a gift for his girlfriend. Why would he give it to... She's gonna be like, another man I need to stab! Girl, don't misunderstand. Chio's confusion must have clearly shown on her face. I'm way more invested. See, I needed to take a step away. Like, it's not, I like reading the book and I like seeing the turnabout, but it was just one of those, like, I feel like a lot of this could have happened before they did the after credit scene. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the credit section came so fast. You're like, oh, okay. And then the after credit scene is tying up a lot of things that probably should have been done before the credit scene. You know what I mean? So I think that's what throws me off is when games do the it's over, but not really. But now it is. But no, actually it's not though. And here's another place that it could have. But nope, we're still going. And you're like, what the fuck? And then it makes me feel impatient for the end. And that's not how I want to be when I'm playing games. And it's totally irrational. But it's like, don't keep setting up endings that aren't endings. Because my brain doesn't want to work with that, you know? So I feel like some of this could have happened like before the credit scene, and then they could have the credit scene, and then the after credit is more like focused on Yoichi and I and our romance type of a thing, you know? But I'm always going to be invested in what's going on in this book because I like that they don't just explain what's happening. They're like showing it. Well, I mean, you don't see characters, but it's almost like you're kind of like in the book when it happens. Like, I like the way they did this. We said that earlier when we read it the first time. I was like, I kind of like that. We're in the book. You know, like. Chio's confusion must have clearly shown on her face. The man began to explain while scratching his head. I actually planned on giving this to you when I bought it. You said you'd be happy to get it as a gift, so I thought you'd like it. I didn't give it to you then because I didn't want to bother you while you were working. So I went back to the comb shop around the time you get off work. When I did, they told me you'd already left for the day. I don't know where your house is, but I figured I might run into you if I just wandered around here. Oh, he's just been wandering around looking for her. I didn't think I'd actually see you, though. I like you. Would you go out with me? With me? Is he mumbling? He was so nervous, it was almost impressive how badly he fumbled this critical question. How cute! He didn't seem to realize he'd been staring Chio down with a dead serious look in his eye. You said whiff. Whiff? Chio burst into laughter, clutching her stomach. Sorry. I can't believe I messed up asking you something so important. Chio laughed even more when she saw him panicking. She was laughing so hard, tears were welling up in her eyes. That was hilarious. I haven't laughed like that in who knows how long. Chio had always forced her smiles. She hadn't laughed from the bottom of her heart like that since she'd been dumped by that man. Now that I've put an ephemeral love behind me, I think I'll try to take a step forward, too. Perhaps she'd be able to build a happy future with him. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to put her faith in someone one more time. That's so sweet. Sure, I'll go out with you. As you can see, I get really jealous. Don't cheat on me or I'll never forgive you. Okay, I won't. I'll cherish you my entire life and no one else. I bet he will. Timid man and comb shop girl. I'm way too invested in this story and it's not even our characters, but I love it. And thus Chio found a new love. He loved her as no one else for his entire life, just as he promised. He didn't cheat on her once. They were blessed with an addition to their family, and the three of them lived happily ever after. Oh! Thus bringing this turbulent love-hate affair to a close. Aww! Do we get a happy ending? Is Yoichi's heart gonna fucking, crack open? Because, that's about the only thing that I would call a negative so far in this route. He has not completely cracked. What the fuck? You can't leave it like this. You know? I'm so glad it was a happy ending where no one ended up suffering. I like the fact that she's crying because it makes me want to cry too. With the story, you're like, oh, stop. I was worried Chio might actually kill the wife when she entered their house. I was so worried I found myself feeling completely, utterly relieved when she gave up on the idea, even though I knew it was just a story. Shizuki must have written everything that came after this when she'd regained her sanity, Yoichi said, pointing to the scene where Chiyo entered the Takami's house. Otherwise, I'm sure Chiyo would have... Yeah, I knew what Yoichi meant, even though he didn't finish his sentence. Despite all the sad and painful things that happened, everyone was happy in the end. You're right, Yoichi. This is the story Shizuki wanted to write. This'll be much more popular than the first 2 volumes once it's out, don't you think? It might even end up being passed down through the generations. Easy with the praise there. You seem touched by it, but I wasn't that impressed. Despite saying this, I could see traces of tears running down his face. Oh, stop. He wasn't being honest with me, as usual. Huh. Just then a piece of paper fell out of the bound book in Yoichi's hand. For a moment I thought a page had fallen out because it wasn't bound properly, but quickly realized it had a different shape. It was a neatly sealed letter. Yoichi, you dropped your letter. Wait, my letter? I don't remember getting one. Let me see that. Sure, just hold on a sec. When I picked up the fallen letter at Yoichi's insistence, I just so happened to see who it was addressed to. Wait, is this... Yoichi spoke to me when I froze. What's wrong, Spacey? Look at this! I foisted the letter onto Yoichi. Okay already. Honestly, what are you so worked up about? Yoichi seemed shocked too. I only looked at the handwriting for a little bit, so I almost didn't believe myself. But judging by Yoichi's reaction, I guessed right. The letter stuffed into the book was from Shizuki to Yoichi. He silently opened the seal and scanned the letter. I wonder what it says. I wasn't about to read a letter addressed to him, so all I could do was watch silently as he read it. Guess that means I can read it too? I took the letter he handed me and looked it over. Thank you. Take care of Yoichi. She'd written those 2 brief sentences and nothing else. Shizuki... She wrote it to Yoichi, but she's thanking me and telling me to take care of him. Although short, it eloquently showed how Shizuki felt. And based on how shaky the letters were, it must have taken all the strength she had to write it. Oh, write it too, sorry. Maybe what the wife told her child in the story was meant for Yoichi too. I neatly folded the letter back up and handed it back to him. He tucked it inside his kimono and pulled me close to him. Ooh. Oh, it's kind of pretty. Stop. Look at his long, glorious hair all down and everything. Oh, I like it. I won't ever make you feel the way I made Shizuki feel. I'll treasure you for the rest of my life, Spacey, and no one else. So please, stay here by my side. I will. Despite all the sad and painful trials, everyone was happy in the end. I mean, I guess we're supposed to just take it that even though you can't see his threads, that his heart was unsealed, but he's just a special case. Because... You know what I mean? But at the same time, I mean, I guess that doesn't... We would create the future Shizuki had hoped for. I love you with all my heart, Spacey. I love you too, Yoichi. Ooh, we get our kiss that's not blocked. I lived all by myself before coming to Ito. But after arriving at the capital, I met a lot of people and was wed to Yoichi. Woo! We didn't actually get married. He just said that we were married to the guy, but like, okay. I would never be lonely again. Mom, Dad, I'm really happy right now. We quietly snuggled like that for a while so we could share each other's warmth. How adorable. See, is that actually the end? Like, and you know, do they know when you finish a route which character you finish because they pop them up? Because, like, when you open the menu, it's usually a random, it's like one of them randomly. But I feel like every single time we've ended one, they know exactly who it is because we were popping up the right character. They're like, we fucking know what you just finished. I like that. Um, yeah, because we have Yuichi's extras and everything. So, oh, he's like standing so awkward. It looks that would be the awkwardest way to stand. The way his like little character sketches. Um, but okay, so like I guess it kind of like it was really bothering me that like his heart never became completely unsealed. But then again, it's like maybe it really did. He's just special and doesn't have threads. Because if you think about it, he is special in the fact that he had memories, but he was still able to perform his Oniwaban duties. You know what I mean? While having memories. So he's like a special case. But I think it just kind of throws you off a little at first because like everybody else, like the seal breaks and then they're just like, whatever. And like normal human, they're just human again. They're great. And then Yoichi's different. But also, Tojo specifically, it was like, oh, where's your tramp stamp? And then they're like, oh, you don't have it. You're human now. And they never brought that up again. So it's kind of like they have plot points that they're putting in character out that they don't kind of follow through with. You know what I mean? So, like, as much as I love this game, and I'm not going to take any points off for this, I will say the little plot holes like that, it's kind of like I wish they had thought about it more. You know what I mean? Like if they were in Tojo's route and they were like, oh, how they all have some kind of a mark somewhere that, shows that they were a vessel and then it disappears when when their hearts and memories are unsealed. I wish they had kept consistent with it. Because now, out of the 3 routes we've done, only one of them that's even been brought up. You know? It's kind of like in Verche when they have their, like, reliver marks if they just they had characters that were relivers and didn't have the marks. And they just forgot about it halfway through the game. You know what I mean? You're like, it's a little odd to bring it up if you're never going to mention it again. Like, Like, why is Tojo special? That he has a mark, but nobody else does. Or we just don't bring it up. Because, like, just don't mention it then. Don't have that as a plot point. You know? Yeah, I mean, especially because it was like, okay, well, in that case, Yoshimune was the one who was like, oh, where's your mark? Oh, it's gone. I guess you're human. And in this case, we still went to see him. And he was like, what? And it was totally, you know what I mean? So it's like, I would like a little consistency there, but that's just for my own curiosity because I want to know who's got the tramp stamp. It's either Yoichi or Kinji. They've got the tramp stamp, absolutely. Come on. But you know what I mean? Like, you put that in my head now and I'm curious and now you don't bring it up again. And then their hearts and their memories breaking and then you being able to see their threads, but you can't with Yoichi makes it feel like his heart never fully, like, became unsealed. So it makes it feel slightly, like, disappointing in a way. You're like, oh, we don't get that with him. Oh, but he could just be a special case because none of the other ones so far that we've noticed that we've played, right, have had memories like he does. So that makes him a little different. So you not being able to see his threads doesn't mean his heart's not unsealed. It's just he is in a special little bucket. He's a special little snowflake. He's a special little hair comb. You know what I mean? Which is fine, but I almost wish they kind of explained that or even threw in a line that was like, you know what? Maybe I can't see his threads because he's always had memories, so he doesn't operate like a normal vessel or form folk. And then you'd be like, sure. You know what I mean? As opposed to they just never said anything about it. And they just leave you hanging or like his heart did get completely unsealed, but they just don't mention it and we're supposed to just assume. You know what I mean? But you're left questioning and it's like, I think they could have done better on that. I mean, I still love Yoichi, don't get me wrong, but it still makes me feel a little sad because your first thought is, oh, but his heart didn't get completely unsealed unlike everybody else, and why isn't he special? That's not fair, and I want the, like, whatever, but at the same time, it's like, but he doesn't love you any less, and maybe you just can't see his threats because he's a special case, so. But then you're still wondering, like, well, but, like, what if he still has something on there, and then it fully breaks, and then he just becomes completely, you know what I mean? You're like, wait a minute. But then would he really be Yoichi afterward? Like, I don't it's like the circular logic that you're like, I had to just come to terms with it. Because at first I was really like, I just don't like that they kind of left it like his heart's still sealed. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I'm more willing to believe he's just a special case because it has not stopped him from feeling emotions and act and like adoring you and like crying a little bit after reading the novel and everything. So it's like he clearly has his heart. So I don't know, I guess he's just special. So we'll go with that. But anyway, we've got all of his information over here. Official age, 21 years old. Race, vessel. Rank, commoner. Job, Oniwaban, head clerk at Yanagi Brewery. Height, 171 centimeters. Birthday, October 11th. Hobbies and skills, eating and sleeping. Flower motif, scarlet rhododendron. Now, I wonder if the flower motif, is that just a little funsy thing, or is that supposed to be like their mark or whatever, that then they never mention again? And maybe they only mention it in some of them. I don't know. We'll find out. We have a bunch of routes to go. But anyway, color, crimson, which is we can see. Original form, a comb Shizuki received from her fiancé. So, basic info. Aoichi here, in charge of Castletown. I collect intel as head clerk of Yanagi Brewery. I'm a commoner, and the object I'm from is a comb. I was awakened as a vessel on October 11th, making me 21. Or something like that. Intros are too much effort. Is any of this interesting? A weirdo. Is any of the... Oops, I didn't mean to go back. Is any of this interesting? Yes. Weirdo. I'm not weird. We're not weird. Hobbies and skills. My hobbies are eating and sleeping. The special skills. Cooking, I guess. I can make a pretty mean meal for myself when I'm hungry. Wouldn't mind cooking for you again if you're up for it. Personality. I'm well aware of how lazy I am. As long as I do my job, who cares? You know what? Facts. As long as I do my job, who cares what else I'm doing when I'm supposed to be working? Speaking of, the servants at Yanagi have told me I'm like a cat. I don't see the resemblance, though. Yeah, you know what? You kind of are. Yeah, I see it. Absolutely. Approach toward her. Me. Can't we just keep this going? I know you're doing the best you can, and I find it adorable when something I do makes you all shy. Let me see more of that. Ideal married life. As much as I'd love to lie around with you every day, I realize that'd be tough to pull off, realistically speaking. Besides, I'd never put you through hard times. I'll work hard, but in moderation. Aww, isn't he sweet? Oh, right, I forgot. Hold on, we'll come back to that. Oh, no, we see that. That's the one we end our second part on. There we go. I love this so much. He looks so good in the left panel and like so beautiful. He's taking his hair down. She's like, wait, let me. And then she's so cute. And he looks so happy combing his hair. And then she puts it up. Right one is my favorite. Look at that. I'm gonna die because she looks so horrified at how messy it is. It looks amazing though. I love him with messy hair. It's hot. And then he was like, I'm not sure if he's like, the actual fuck did you do to me? But then he's also looks like he's gonna laugh about it. He's like, this is actually kind of funny. Oh my god, I love it. Oh, we'll get to bask more in that one, because, when we do the bad endings, that'll be, Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh. Alright. He looks like, I do love this one, the first one, and he's like, shh. Hey. Listen to me. I'm kissing you on the cheek. Oh, this is the game I love because it lets me just click through them. I just want to keep doing this. I love a game that doesn't use the A button as the back button, okay? I will scream it from the rooftops. Props to whoever the fuck did the UI on this one. Also the writing and the art and everything so far. Seriously. Listen, I got my few little nitpicks, but they don't make me dislike the game or anything. It's just one of those, I would have loved to have seen you continue the whole, like, vessel mark thing throughout all the routes. Just would have been fun. That's all I'm saying. And like Yoichi's, I'll give a pass because it could just be me, my interpretation, and it could just be like they just didn't explain to you that it's heart fully open. They didn't like go through that motion because you're supposed to just assume it. And like, okay, fine. Or again, he's special. I'm okay with that, you know? Also gorgeous. Look at him. Jesus. Like any of us wouldn't want to be pinned on top of him like this. Shit. Even though Sato's watching and that's the only reason you're doing it, I don't even care. Okay, so it's just... Okay, I just want to make sure there's two... Wait. Her eyebrows are the only thing aside from his hand that change. Like, she's like, huh? And then she's like, wait, what? I don't know what it is. I just love that little change in her eyebrows. No. This is like proposing for an awkward photo. But it's more because obviously, like, he's resting his head on her and she's like, uh-huh, awkward. Okay, don't move. Oh. Oh, wait, I actually forgot. That one doesn't have another one? No, okay. This one still is one of the best. Look at, oh. Oh, it's so un-Yoichi-like. Like, that first little glimpse. Although, to be fair, you know, like... This kind of should be the first instance. Like, he's got memories, but, like, obviously he's kind of had emotions, too, a little bit the whole time, because him just, like, laughing adorably like this. I mean, I guess that's a little bit of a loophole, too, because, like, Tojo had a very good person. Kugo is very much a robot, but we've met plenty of love interests that aren't supposed to be vessels and are supposed to be normal humans that are robots like that, so, like, whatever. But, like... Yuichi being annoyed with things or laughing at things, and Tojo just being like a genial kind of person. You know what I mean? It's like they kind of obviously have some emotions. Like, you can't say that their heart's completely sealed away. Because then they'd all be like Kyoshiro. Like, they'd all literally be like that, and they ain't, so. Yeah. Oh god, but this one's so good. Oh, yeah, first reading the book and holding hands. Oh, he looks so sad. Did he know at the time when we were reading the book the first time that Shizuki was his mom's? Well, yeah, because he recognized their names before we started reading the book. He recognized their names, so it's like he didn't know until they said the names, and then he was like, wait, now I remember. Oh. That was after we made up. His CGs are pretty. All the CGs in this game have been pretty, though. I can't fault a single one of them. Or I've forgotten the ones I could fault. Oh. They're all really fucking good. Okay, this is the only one I would fault, because it's like you're giving us a kiss, but then you're blocking it with our head. Like, tilt it a little sideways. Come on. Oops. No, that... Oh, no, that did have a second one. It just wasn't clicking for some reason. There you go, the arm around her or whatever. That's, I think, the only... Like, the little blush is so cute, but it's like they could have positioned it better. That's my only complaint. My only complaint. It's still a beautiful CG. But it is one of those, how dare you? You kiss blocked us. We got so many CGs at the end, though. I mean, like... There was like a whole huge gap in his route where we didn't have... Look at the look on his face. It's adorable. You know what I mean? Where we didn't have any CGs, and then all of a sudden it was like... several. Like back to back, but... I love this one. Look at the little content look on his face. He's adorable. And then our last one. I'm sorry. I was distracted looking at him instead of like, oh my god, sir! Look at how much thigh you're showing! That ain't our thigh, that's his thigh. We're like you've got your thighs wrapped around me. Oh my dear lord. Oh, okay, thank God I'm sitting down. Okay, my air conditioner needs to come on because it is hot as fuck up here. Because we are in that man's thigh. Like, sir, we're almost going to get a full on fucking show. I'm not complaining. I'm here for that. Like, goddamn. Was she going to be his wife tonight? Jesus. Oh my god, I love it. Oh, but they're all good. Like, they're all beautiful. This one's still the fucking best, though. Just look at the little blush on his face, and then him laughing, and then just like his hands are like you can't even see most of his fingers, but though just the way his hands, I don't know everything about it. Ugh, gorgeous. Anyway, yeah, no. Listen, we love fucking Yoichi, okay? Absolutely. We're gonna get the trauma endings next time because the sorrow ending and the bad ending. So that's gonna be traumatic. He's probably gonna die. Oh. Maybe we'll die. You know what? Those don't seem as bad to me. Like, I'm okay with that. You know? Oh. We'll find out. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.